All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. As you can see from the clapper, we're going to be talking about Cobra Kai and how I'm probably the only person on planet Earth here in the United States that grew up in the 90s that has not seen Cobra Kai yet. And let me tell you, as a kid, those films were just amazing to me. It never really got me into karate, but it gave me an interest in it. And going forward and looking at it today, I think those films shaped a lot of children's childhood and movement into the adult status. And a lot of the films back then had that effect. It's hard to say if those type of effects will be had from films of today because they're made so differently and just with different, how should I say, mindset behind them and different motives. But Cobra Kai, I don't know why it took me so long to watch it. Probably because of just the fact that Hollywood had a bad trend of filmmaking with remakes and reboots and things like that, not being anywhere as good as the original source material. I think what sparked this for me was going to see Maverick and to see how Maverick actually made the original film better in every single aspect. And I've seen people talk about how Cobra Kai was good, but not from anybody that I really trusted. So if you guys, are seeing this video and you have some people who you trust reviews and things like that for, leave it in the comment section below so I can check out some of their videos. But Cobra Kai, man, it brought me back to my childhood, and they did such a good job carrying over what made the first film, first three films. Well, the third one wasn't so good looking back at it, but as a kid, it was absolutely great. And kind of before I started watching Cobra Kai, I went back and watched Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3. And just to get a feel for it again. And like I said, the first two were good. The second one wasn't as good as the first two. The first one was just amazing. And talking about Cobra Kai, it took me back to my childhood, and I was ecstatic every single episode. There was a little bit of cheese. Actually, there was a lot of cheese. They talked about a lot of the social narratives in today, and it wasn't overbearing, and it was done really well. The comedic timing was pretty good. I love how they brought back a lot of the old cast, man. With the exception, of course, Mr. Miyagi's character. He passed away in 2001, I think. I love how they brought back the old characters and tied them into the story in a meaningful way that actually impact the plot in every aspect. Daniel's back, Johnny's, that their relationship is hella complicated. And it was good to see the show touch on Johnny's aspect of it. And if you look back at it and you look at it from his point of view, you're like, well, damn, Daniel was being a pest, right? So we only got the film from Daniel's side, but Cobra Kai is definitely touching into Johnny's aspect. And I love how the show treats him, right? And their relationship. He is definitely stuck in the 80s, right? Because he never got over the kick. He is living in the 2000s, but his just being is still stuck in the 80s, man. He still has the tape deck. He's doing the Rocky montage when he's training. Just his life has not moved past that, and the show did a really good job as to displaying that. Like if you look at some of the scenes in the show, everything's modernized, everything's like just up to date. But when you go to his apartment or his dojo, he's still using an old corded phone. He doesn't know what Facebook is. He doesn't know how to use a laptop because he's still just stuck in the 80s. and the show does a really good job at giving us a good deep dive into who Johnny is and how that kick just kind of just changes his life for the worst. I love the writing. The writing's very very chill. There's nothing too over the top. They definitely touch on like the social narratives and things like that within the film or within the show, but it's not overbearing. The best part of this was trying to get my girlfriend to watch Cobra Kai. She's seen Karate Kids earlier on, but she wasn't deep into it or like I was. Even looking at it now, I'm trying to get her to watch it, and she was like, "It's so much cheese." I'm like, "That's what's good about it. The cheese, it's thick, and it was so good." She talks about how like all these arguments, all this stuff could have been settled in a 2-minute conversation, and I'm like, "They are communicating with karate," and she's like, "Why can't they just talk to each other instead of trying to karate each other?" That had me rolling. But I don't know. I'm curious to see what her thoughts are when she finishes it. But I really love it. I can't say enough about how they are treating the relationships with the old and the new material. It's on season 4 now. Season 5's coming out. I want to say, I think the end said September 6th, and I'm definitely looking forward to it. I just don't see why it took me so long to decide to watch this, man. But that just shows you how much of an impact Hollywood has when they continue to reboot, continue to remake these shows and movies and things like that without respecting the source material. That's why Top Gun Maverick is doing so well right now. It's over $800 million. It is now Tom Cruise's biggest box office draw because they cared about the source material. They cared about what they were doing. They cared about the characters. And look at the results. Cobra Kai, a perfect example as well. They cared about the source material. They cared about the characters. And when they brought the characters into this show, even some of the old characters, nobody's roped in here. Nobody's roped into the show just for nostalgia purpose. Everybody has a purpose. Everybody drives the plot and story forward, and I really love it. I can't get enough of this show. I find myself going back and forth with deciding on if I want to rewatch it again because it was really well done. God, I can't believe it took me so long to make this video, or not even make this video, but watch this show. This is a perfect example of how shows should be made. They didn't decide to reboot it. They didn't decide to remake it. It's a direct continuation. And it is good to see the mom, the actress who plays the mom back. Daniel's back. His rivals are back from Karate Kid 2. Like, their relationship is changing. And at the end of season 4, his rival from part 2 came back, and they're going to continue to work together to take down Cobra Kai. And it's funny how just this is basically like Footloose but with karate. Like, it's, and they stated that they used that line in the show. It's so good. I feel like a kid right now. I don't know what else to say about this, man. It is such a good show, and I'm glad I actually took the time to sit down and watch it. I'm on vacation right now, and I didn't have anything to do for the last couple of days. I legit binged 4 seasons in 2.5 days. I still got my workout in. I still got some other stuff, some errands and stuff taken care of. But I just found a way to watch it, and it doesn't hurt that the episodes are only half an hour long. And it just helped. I just sat back, and watched, and I enjoyed every bit of it. I don't have much else to say, man. The show was good. I can't complain. I'm trying to spice up the date nights. That's how this whole thing got started. It was a day night. We were trying to find something to watch, and I was like, hey, let's just watch Cobra Kai. And we got into it. But I'm trying to spice up the date nights with some different type of shows that I personally have never seen before, or my girlfriend. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comment section below. I'll take a look at some of them, and when I go back and do a follow-up video, I'll definitely give you your respect for giving me the suggestion, and good or bad. I'm curious what you guys think are good date night films, man. Let me know. With that said, man, my name's Lincoln. This is the RPG Show. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.